Hey Python coders, in the last video we built a super useful telephone directory program using Python. Practical and powerful. Now it's time to add some excitement to our coding journey. Today we are creating a Python quiz game inspired by KBC. Get ready for multiple choice questions, lifeline style logic and a whole lot of fun as we code this game. So let's dive in. First of all, we will import numpy as np. So in this program, what we're going to make is first we will print the question and then we will have four options for that question. We will print that and then we will take input from the user. And if the answer is correct, then it will print you won, otherwise it will print you lost. After that, we can add few more things like we can add a 50-50 lifeline and also a scorecard at the last to calculate the total marks. Okay, so let's go. First is creating the array. So arr is equals to np dot array, and then we will be writing the question. Who is the father of Ram? And then we will write four options. Bharat, and then Shatrughan. Third option be Dasarath, and fourth option is Janak. Then the correct answer is 3, so we are writing here 3 and we are writing here 0. I'll explain you later why I have written 0 here. Then second question is, who is wife of Lakshman? And then we will write the options here. Urmila, Sita. Then third option. We can write any number of questions which we want. For example, here I'm just writing 2 of the questions. So the correct answer is first option, Urmila. So we're writing here 1 and then we will write 0 here. Then we will write n is equal to arr dot shape index 0. So what does it mean? That if we calculate the shape of the array, then it will be rows, column, and we just want the number of rows, so we are giving it the index 0. So n will be the number of rows in the array. Then we will use the for loop for I in range n, that is number of rows. Print arr y comma 0. Then we will print a bullet and then arr y comma 1. So by this, the question number and then a bullet and then the question will be printed. Then we will print the options. Options are, and the next line we will print the options arr, and it is from y comma 2 to y comma 5, and we have to write here 6 because 6 will be excluded and it will be taken till 5 only. Then we will, okay, and now we will take input from the user. So user's input will be taken here. Int input, enter your answer. and then we will use the condition that if the correct answer is equal to the input value, then we will write that you won. So let me explain you this. Else we will print you lose or you lost, could be a better word. So what I've written here that we have taken the input from the user and then we have kept that value taken from the user in this 5,7. So what is 5,7 is that 0, this one. So instead of 0 we have kept the value which is input by the user or the answer of the user. Then we have compared if x, that is input from the user, is equal to this. What is this? Y comma 6 is this value. Why? Because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So y comma 6 is this and this. Y will be 1 for the very first question and y will be 2 for the second question. So 1 comma 6 is 3 and 2 comma 6 is 1. So if the input by the user is equal to the correct answer, then it will print you 1. Otherwise the answer is wrong and it will print you lost. So let us run this. Okay, so parenthesis was missing. So let us give the answer as 2. So the answer is incorrect and it printed you lost. Then if we give the correct answer, so again it said you lost. So there's an error that for the correct answer also it's considering that it is the wrong answer. Why? Because if we see here, then this is equal to this, but it will take it as a string. So this is a string and this is an input by the user which is in integer. So this also should be integer. Being a string comparison with integer, it always take it not equal to, and that's why it's always printing it you lost. So if we make it integer and then try it and let us see the by giving the correct answer, so you can see that it's now comparing it correctly. It's comparing an integer with integer and now it will show the correct one. So if we write the wrong answer, then it's showing you lost. Okay, so now if we want to add a twist in this game, if we want to add a 50-50 lifeline, then we can write here print enter 5 for 50-50 lifeline. Then we will take two variables q equals to 0 and p equals to 0. Q and P will be the option numbers which we are going to print among these four options. So one will be correct and one will be from the rest of the three options. We will put the condition if x is equal to 5, q is equal to np dot random dot random. That is, we will pick a random number from 0 to 4 and that will be the value of q. But if it comes as 0, then we need to check it again if q is 0. Then we can take q as 1. We can also take as 2, 3 or 4, any option which we want. Let's consider it 1 here. Then we will check if q is equal to int arr y comma 6. Then p is equal to np dot random dot random 4. What have we written here is if q is equal to 5 y comma 6. So let us count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So if q is already equal to the correct answer, then we will generate a random number whose value is which will be the value of p. So but if we generate p and it also comes as the correct answer, then we need to put another condition if p is equal to q. Then p will be again generated. Then we need to put a condition if p comes as 0, then p can be any from 1 to 4, let it be 4. But might be for correct answer is 4 and q is also 4, then we need to check this again if p is equal to q. Then p can be 3. We can also give it as 2 or 1, whatever we want. And then we will write a else to this if, that if q is not equal to the correct answer, then p will be equal to correct answer. So integer arr and then y comma 6. So let's save it and then we need to print these options. So we will write here print you opt for 50-50 and then we will print the options. Print your options are and the options will be arr y comma integer value of q plus 1. I tell you why we add 1. For example, if q is 2, it means we need to print the second option. So for the second option, the index is 0, 1, 2 and 3. For the second option, the index is 3 and that's why we need to add 1 to q. Similarly, we will add 1 to p. You can copy this one and here we can write p. So here in 50-50 lifeline, we have written that uh, the user can input 5 for opting this. Then we have generated two options out of which one is correct and the second one is one out of the rest 3 left, and then we will take this input. Okay, so here if the user enters 5 for the 50-50 lifeline, then it will go to this loop and then we need to take the input from the user again, which will be its answer. Enter your answer. Now let us run this and see. So if we opt for 50-50 lifeline, and we can see there are two options. So this one is the correct option and this one is the incorrect option. If we write 1, then it says you lost. Then if we opt for it again and if we give the correct option, then it again says you lost. It may be because of the same error that we haven't written it integer. It's showing that you lost although the answer was correct. It is because of some integer, and here I think there's no need to write the integer, and we are taking the input here integer and then we are comparing this x with an integer. So here it should be int. And then if we copy and run this, oh sorry, run this again, and then if we again opt for 50-50 lifeline and we give the correct answer, then it's showing you 1. So now this is correct, and if we give a wrong answer, then it will show you lost. Okay, now at the last we can also print a scorecard. So for that we can take two variables. M is the number of correct answers and T is the number of wrong answers. And then we will print scorecard is for y in range n, print arr y comma 0, then a bullet and then the question. So first we have printed the question number and now we have then followed by the question. Then we will use the if condition. If the correct answer is equal to the input answer, then it will print correct. And m will be increased by 1. That is, number of correct answer will be increased by 1. Else it is incorrect and so it will print incorrect. And then we can also print the correct answer. So correct answer is, now the correct answer is at y comma integer, then y comma 6 plus 1. Then t will be increased by 1, that is number of incorrect questions. And at the last we will print your m answers are correct and t are incorrect. Rather, instead of wrong we can write incorrect. And then we will print final score. So if we give plus 3 to the correct one and minus 1 to the incorrect one, then we can write this m into 3 minus t. Now if we run this program, there's an error in line number 56. So okay, a square bracket is missing here. Line number 50, colon shouldn't be here. Now if we opt for 50-50 lifeline, then Bharat and Dasrath, let us say we give 3, then it's correct, you won. Then if we say 2, then it had shown the scorecard as well, which is the first question. It is correct, and the second question is incorrect. And then it has also shown the correct answer for the second question and the total marks, that one question is correct, one was incorrect, and the final score is 3 minus 1, which is 2. So that was all for this video. If you enjoyed, do hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Happy coding!